The Vercors Regional Park is a magical destination for a walking holiday where gleaming vertical cliffs meet wild and desolate plateau areas. Set in the French Alps, it is made up of large valleys, deep gorges and gigantic cliffs up to several hundred metres high. The centrepiece of this amazing alpine region is without doubt the Montaguil, a massive rock tower cast off from the main cliffs, which we shall visit later. The mountains of the Vercors are home to a host of natural wonders, including underground glaciers, extraordinary caves, and fantastic waterfalls and rock arches. Set amongst all of this are a number of remarkable alpine villages, including Pont-en-Royans in the Born Gorge, where historic houses perch perilously on rocky outcrops suspended over the river. As for the flora, there are 80 protected species represented on these alpine crags and mountains. After the 2-hour drive from Geneva Airport to the chalet at night, this is what we woke up to.
Here we are then, first job of the day is to get rid of the snow.
We're standing high above the village of Angers, and that's the village where we're staying. But we're actually staying out of it, and we think it's probably our place, our little chalet, is directly below here somewhere.
It's a whiteout. I don't know what we're going to do. Oh, that's a stroke of luck. Whew.
Yeah,
Thank for that. Whew.
Yeah,
Thank goodness for that. What's it like?
Bare, but it would save your life if you were stuck up here and something went wrong.
We're standing at 1620 metres, which is about 5,000 feet. Brilliant limestone escarpments just in the background.
Do you want some butties then?
Yes, snow time like the present.
That's the one that's left over from yesterday.
You see, when you go up these mountains outside Grenoble, you either come down a poet or a madman. Guess what I've come down as? And this is my wife.
This gorge here, go up there, to there, then zoom up there, then across here. Standing on the top of the Boucherotte at 1896 metres above Grenoble. Just started the descent now from La Moucherette and heading back via Saint-Nazaire, which makes it a circular route. As you can see, it's raining now, so it's Tuesday afternoon. And we're going into the caves, the Coranche caves, to see the straw stalactites and the olms. But the olms aren't naturally found here, they were brought here for scientific research.
blind, cave-dwelling olm is a rare and curious creature. Once thought to be a cave dragon's offspring, we now know it is an amphibian that lives its life entirely in water. Although blind, it has an excellent sense of smell and good hearing. It really lives in the limestone caves of northeast Italy and parts of southeast Europe, including Croatia and Herzegovina.
We were going to do a walk from the Font de Earl, which is a high point, but when we got up there it was freezing and the cloud was down and there was so much snow. We've come down off the top, dropped down to do a walk on the GR9, and we've just set off now, parked the car, and it's a circular walk, and we're heading down one of these huge limestone faces now on the GR9, just about to start the descent, and it's flipping cold. On the western edge of the Vercors massive here, so we're looking out towards the flatter ground to the west of us, and it's away from the Alps. You can see the weather looks a little bit better. It's feeling a bit warmer down here though, the fingers are beginning to come back to life. It's all limestone around us. We're standing in a huge sort of limestone gorge. Below us there's a monastery at the top of this little short valley that's surrounded by cliffs on both sides, and on the far side you can just make out the road. Well, we're going to try this after, and it's one that's been filmed by Vercors TV, and it shows a car being followed by a helicopter as it goes through all those short sections of tunnel there around that cliff edge. My God, it's just a sheer cliff for thousands of feet. We're going down to the valley bottom at the village at the base there. We're going to come back up on the GR9 variant, so it'll be a different route back. It's a circular walk, and I guess it'll be about a couple of thousand feet climb. This is our first unusual plant, although I've seen lots of other unusual ones that are a bit boring to look at. But look at this. This is in flower now, and it almost looks like it's dead. You can see the little yellow, I suppose is that the stigma in there. I think it's either a broom rape or a type of orchid, possibly a ghost orchid. Look at this. This is one I do know. This is Solomon's seal, with a lovely row of beautiful white bell-shaped flowers underneath.
Just look at those limestone cliffs behind. We've just come off the top of those.
Top of the first col on the Circuit de Monteguil.
How long have we been walking for now?
About 3.5 to 4 hours, do you think? the final leg of the circuit of the Montaguile. We're doing the last 2 kilometres now back to Vercors. So we've been walking for 7 hours. We've just completed the circuit. We'll have to work out how far it is. Well, we've arrived at the southern end of the Vercors National Park. Very remote part to get to, taken us a long time, and we're in the Arcane, the Cirque de Arcane, about to do a walk around the Cirque, going through the old village first. But the weather's not brilliant, it's about 17 degrees. We've just been speaking to somebody locally who said it's been a very late spring, so we're not very likely to find Lady Slipper Orchid. Along this edge of the cliffs, round the corner, maybe up a bit more, but behind us is the wild plateau where there's a pack of wolves living on here somewhere, and lots of other wildlife and bird life and wildflowers. But it's very bleak up here today, patches of snow, quite a strong northerly wind. One of the features of the high plateau, there's extensive limestone pavement on it, makes it very difficult walking, and this is the first bit we've come across. The plateau is a really hard place to get to. As well as climbing to the top of the gorge, we've then had to climb up this 500-foot scree slope to get onto the plateau. So it does feel a really wilderness cut-off place. It's Saturday, June the 1st, and as you can see, the weather hasn't changed much. It's misty, and we're walking to 2 gorges, and this one is the Glandass, and then we're going to cut across to walk down the Bourne Gorge.
Into the mists of time.
We're walking down to an old mill, which is precariously sited above that huge waterfall that drops down into the Bourne Gorge.
What's it like off there?
It's just straight down. You see the water splashing. It's really good. It's really good to help it step over there with the camera.
At this point, we didn't realise that we were on the edge of this cliff. Had we have known, we would have brought our base jumping wingsuits.
Today's lunch.
Yes, this is today's dinner time spot, June the 1st, almost midsummer, and you can see the splendid limestone cliffs which extend for about 1,000 feet into the sky, sweeping majestically into the gorge. Where are we going today then?
We're going on to the high plateau of the Vercors from Vercors. And
what are we likely to see up there?
well, we might see black woodpecker, we might see some limestone pavement, we might see some wolf footprints, but I doubt we'll see a pack of wolves. One of the wildest plateaus in the whole of France, and that's why it's a special nature reserve. There's no development on here, and it's miles and miles of limestone pavement, mountain tops, forests, and all sorts of things, including caves, and there's another vulture coming over. landscape's good practice for map reading and compass skills. It's quite, well, there's no landmarks particularly. The paths on the ground are very indistinct on this sort of landscape. Just putting the compass on the map to take a bearing for us to walk to. So we're going to be walking, really it's almost dead south. Well, first of all, because the path wanders a little bit off to the left first, so we head up to that cross. Trying to walk south across this chaotic landscape of limestone pavements and rough limestone cliffs, and we're following what we think are wartime shell cases that have exploded and have been put on prominent pieces of limestone. Well, we were here on the first day and now we're here on the last day. This is where we walked to in the snow, and we had our lunch in this hut here. Today we're doing a loop. We're parked just behind us on a car park at about 1500 metres. We're doing a loop which takes us down the way we came up in the snow, and then we turn north and do a loop round the top of the northern Vercors, looking at some interesting geological features. We're on an old path almost above Anshan and where we are staying in the chalet by the two horses and the cats and the dogs. We're walking this old path. We could almost have walked up from where we're staying this morning. So what we're doing now, walking down here, got to go down again, then we're going to go back up to those summits over there.